Hello, greetings from Axanta Business Solutions. In this video tutorial, we will learn how to do the return and exchange and what are the various ways to perform return and exchange from Axanta Point of Sales. So let's take a first scenario where we will perform the returns without any customer receipt. So a walk-in customer buys two or three products, and after few days, customer came back to return one of the item, and instead of that item, they wants to buy another item. So to perform this scenario, first we will click on return item here. After clicking on return item, a return screen will pop up, which means whatever item we select or scan, it will marked as a return item. So let's select any item from item search here. We will select this item. Here in quantities, we can see a negative value is there, which means this item needs to be returned. Now we will select any another item since customer wants to buy different item for this returned item. So let's select this one. Here we can see the total bill amount is 0 because as the returned item and the new purchased item, both prices are same. To initiate this transaction, we will click on exact amount and the transaction is completed. So this is how we can perform the returns without any customer receipt. Let's take another scenario where we will perform the returns from the customer receipt. So one of your customer came back after few days to return few of the items, and this time customer has the receipt. So to perform this, we will go to manage task. We will click on return invoice here. We can simply scan the barcode which is available on the receipt, or we can enter the receipt ID here. So let's enter the receipt ID. Click on enter. This was the transaction of my customer which I want to return. So click on this one and select this transaction. After selecting, all the items which was purchased by this customer will pop up here. Let's say customer want to return 3 quantities of this item which was purchased 5 quantities. So we will select this item and click on return here. After clicking on return, we will click on the line item here and we will set the quantity as 3 by clicking set quantity, enter 3 and click on enter. Now we can see the 3 quantities are showing in negative, which means 3 quantity has been returned from this receipt ID, and we can see the balance which is showing in negative, which we have to pay to the customer. To perform and complete this transaction, we will click on exact amount, and this is how we can perform the returns from the customer receipt. One thing to make a note here, that using return invoice operation, let's say you have multiple stores and located at different locations. So if you bought the item from one store and you want to return from different store, you can use return invoice operation, as it will take the data from Axanta ERP back office and initiate the returns accordingly. Now we will see how we can perform the returns from show journal. To perform the returns from show journal, we will go to manager's task. We will click on show journal here. In show journal, we have all the transaction which was made in the POS. So we will select any transaction here. Let's say we are selecting this transaction. We can filter out from the different fields here, such as date, type, staff, receipt ID, customers, and so on. So we will perform the returns for this transaction. We will click on it, and here we have the return options down below. We will click on the return here. After clicking on return, all the items will pop up here. We can simply scan the barcode or we can search the item if there are so many items. So we can simply scan the barcode or we can search it by name as well. So the customer want to return this item. So we will select this item. We will click on return here, and we can see the quantity is in negative. So it is the return item. And instead of this item, customer wants to buy another item. So simultaneously, we can click on item search. We will select the item here, and we can see the bill amount is 350. So now we will click on cash or cards, or we can simply click on exact amount to complete the transaction. So this is how we can perform the returns from show journal. Now let's see how we can perform the returns from the customer history. So one of your customer came back after few days to return one of the items. And this time customer doesn't have the receipt, but you have the customer details in your system. So we will go to customer history here. We will search for that particular customer. We can search the customer by the name or phone number or mobile number as per the details we have. So we have created one test customer here. We will click on it. We will specify the date on which the customer has bought this item. So let's select today's date only. We will click on OK. These are all the items for this particular customer which they have bought. We can see the transaction date. We can see the store terminal here. We can see the items, quantities, and so on. So let's take few of the items here to be returned. So let's select two items here. We will click on recall. As we can see, the customer wants to return two quantities for this item. So let's set quantities as 2. Click on enter, and we will complete the transactions either in the cash, or we will select the exact amount to complete the transaction. So this is how we can perform the transaction through customer history.